Cluttered Corner. My buddy WCG is here. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be in Houston.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you guys are just blowing and going.
It's been a fun year so far. We've had a lot of fun. We just got back from Europe, so it's just been everything has been crazy.
Yeah.
Just this year's was nothing we expected to happen. I mean, since last time I was here, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Now, was that your first trip to London?
Yeah, first trip to Europe for music.
Yeah. So, what was that like?
It was unbelievable. It really made me appreciate home a lot more. And Norway was very technologically advanced, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
France was the rumors that you hear are true. And Italy was just amazing. The food was amazing. The people were great, and there were great people in France too. But the food in Italy was just, I think that's why we enjoyed Italy so much, is because the food was just so good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And we met a chef on the train, and he took us to all the best places. And
oh, wow.
it was just, it couldn't have worked out any better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure that the people going to hear the music was just incredible.
Yeah, and France, we played a show in France that was just unbelievable. And we played with a lot of Texas bands. It was really fun. And it was a very, very professionally ran festival, very pro sound and stage, and it was really, really, really cool. About 10,000 people too, so it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they didn't know any of our stuff because it's like the best way to describe it is like when you go to New Braunfels, like Wurstfest, where they have everybody dresses up in German. Well, everybody dresses up in German outfits and they drink out of the boot. Well, everyone at these festivals have 6-shooters, and they have dusters, and they have cowboy hats, and it's like, and they're out to be a cowboy for the night, and they do the line dancing and the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really, really, really cool to see.
It's totally different.
It's like it's just like we have our German fest here, and it's like they have their Texas fest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really
that's
cool.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, you started officially when? When did you hit the scene?
Well, I came out with first record in September of 2008.
There you go.
We started touring, and by touring, I mean going further than from Lubbock to Amarillo. We started doing that in May of 2009. So I just say January of 2009 just to make it easy. So we're about to wrap up our 6th year. Does that make sense? Is that right? 5th year?
Yeah. Okay. That's incredible. A lot of stuff has happened for you, and you guys have just exploded.
We've had a lot of fun this last couple of years, and meeting up with Rachel Loy was definitely a big boost in our career, and she's fantastic, and we're working on our new album together as well, and really excited about it. So.
Yeah, talk about that process with Rachel, because not many people know her name, but recently we had Brian Keenan, and he was, of course, talking about her because, they're kind of married.
They're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not going to go there, but yeah. But talk about her as a producer. I mean, she's an incredible player.
Yes, she's fantastic. Fantastic player. For those who don't know, she played with Hank Williams Jr. for years. And our CD was like the 3rd CD she produced, and so it was a very. I called Brian one day, and I was like, this is how it happened. And me and Brian were good buddies, and a lot of respect for him as a songwriter and as a friend. And I called him one day. We'd talk like once a week, and we'd complain about everything wrong about our careers. And I was like, well, I'm thinking, we're gonna go out of state for this next record. We're thinking about going to New York or Chicago or LA or Nashville. We want to go out into this experience, but we don't have any contacts. And he was like, well, you got to talk to my wife, Rachel. She knows all these producers, and she can set you up with anybody. And I was like, cool, yeah. So I set up a meeting with her on the phone a couple days later, and we got to talking, and she was like, she's starting naming all these names and musicians and studios, and I was just like, do you want to do it? You sound like you know what you're doing. And we've never really had a producer before.
Right.
And it was just like, and she was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And I gave her a budget, and she thought she could match it, and it's definitely been a learning curve on both of our parts, which has been the best part of it, because the respect, I think, for both of us as an art, her way she portrays me and the way I portray her, I think, has grown together, because we both kind of trust each other, and it's been a really, really cool thing. And I can't wait to do another record with her.
Yeah. Okay, so you are working on this next record.
Yeah.
What's the story on that?
It's going to be called Ringling Road, we believe. And I think we pretty much settled on Ringling Road. I've kind of been back and forth on another title. And, each album's been about a city. So Listener Stood was about Lubbock, and Rose Queen was about Tyler. And this one it's not about Eastland, but the song was created because of Eastland. It's not, I've already gotten in some trouble about the song, but it's not about Eastland. It's just, it was created because of a street in Eastland called Ringling Road, and that's how the song came about.
Okay.
I wrote it with the guy. The Ringling Road is a place in Eastland that the Ringling brothers bought this piece of property, and I thought that was really interesting. And I wrote it with the guy who was in the Ringling brothers for 10 years.
Oh wow!
Who was an actual carny, and so really getting the truth of what actually happens in the circus, as opposed to what you think happens. It's like, so it's not my mom's favorite song.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that just in itself brings up a whole lot of wow questions.
Yeah, the song's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we can't wait to hear it.
Cool.
Okay, but I gotta go back. How did you meet the guy who was a carny?
So, long story. He's a songwriter out of Nashville under Bobby Pinson, who's a huge songwriter.
Oh yeah.
And my buddy was in the bar one night, and I'd already told him the Ringling Road idea, and he was gonna write. I was gonna write with my buddy, and he was like, I met this guy who was a songwriter who was a carny for 10 years, and I was like.
That's just
This
funny.
could not be any more perfect.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever you got to do, man, try to get him on this right. And we're good buddies. We're actually writing here in a couple of weeks. I'm going back up there writing with him. His name's Randall Clay, and he's just a hoot. He's a very, as you could imagine, someone who's a carny is very much of a character.
Gotta be a character.
Very much a character. And he's a stand-up guy, fantastic guy. Loves writing songs. He's really good at it. And we had a lot of fun. And hopefully he'll get another co-write on the record because we're going up again in writing. So
that's neat.
We'll see what we come up with this go around. I think we have the song that we're going to try to work up is Karma's a Bitch and I've Seen Her Before.
I love it. Wow. Wow.
So we'll see what we come up. That's kind of the thing we've been toying back and forth on. So we'll see what we come up with on that one.
There are so many things going through my head about that song title and who we could write it about. And wow, I can't wait. That's fun. I love it.
So,
okay, so what about the rest of this year? What's going on?
We just got out. We're in Steamboat again, which we're excited about.
Congratulations.
And that is. I mean, last year was our first year.
Yeah.
And we've just loved it and very very excited and invited back. There's a really big piece of news. I don't even think I can say it.
Okay, well then you have to come back and say it when it's official.
The only thing I can say is it's very similar to last year, and
wow.
And we're going to Ireland.
Yes.
I'm going to Ireland with Josh Kreger and Rich and Bart and a few other guys.
It'll be a fun show.
Yeah,
It'll be
great.
Fun. Yeah.
And, I'm taking my sister with me, so I'm excited about that. So she's getting married in the spring, so this is her wedding present. So
that's cool. Oh.
She doesn't know it's a wedding present, but it's definitely her wedding present.
Don't tell her.
No, she knows she's going, but she doesn't know it's the wedding present.
Right,
I'm
that's
not
what I'm
getting
saying.
her anything else.
Oh. You're just going to be glad that you're there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now, also congratulations. You've had a recent #1 on the Texas Music Chart.
Yes, and
very
4
cool.
weeks, which is very cool. And it's the first time
hanging around.
The first time we dropped off #1 and came back the week later, which we were not expecting.
Yeah.
So, and that song I wrote with Kent Finley, who's one of the best songwriters out there, and he also is the owner of Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos, and a very, very dear friend of mine, and great guy, great songwriter. He's written some really cool songs. You know, he wrote Statistician Blues with Todd Snyder. He wrote Hill Country that Randy does.
Yeah.
And hanging around, he's got a new on the new record too.
Yeah.
So,
very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. All right, so tell people where they need to go to hear William Clark Green in person.
WilliamClarkGreen.com. In person. Yeah, you can't see that on WilliamClarkGreen.com.
No.
Tonight at Firehouse Saloon is a great place in Houston to come check us out. Our tour schedule's on WilliamClarkGreen.com. We love meeting new people, love having on shows, and it's been this year touring has been a lot of fun. We're pretty much everywhere, so I'm sure we'll be around you at some point.
That's right. So check him out, and thank you for coming back.
Thank you very much for having me.
So good to see you.
Yeah, it's been great.
I don't have no sympathy for the breaking